Hey Kristen, I am looking at a preview image of your ad. I don't have the fonts that you have in Illustrator, and so I'm not able to see all of the fonts that you used. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to refer back to the Illustrator document for the changes, but then I'm also going to refer to the, I'm sorry, let me close this out here. This is another student's video. Okay, so we'll refer to both of these so that I can look at the fonts that you intended and then look at some changes that we can make. The layout wise, this is working really well. This is a great large image that really showcases the flowers. It's got, it's obviously the dominant image on the ad, and then you have organized your text over here on the left, and that works really well. A couple suggestions, definitely dealing with your typefaces. For your information that needs to be very readable, script is not always the best solution for that. So we're going to look at some ways to work on it. You can do this kind of wavy text if that's the aesthetic that you like. It's not my favorite aesthetic, so I'm going to show you a different way to handle that. My one concern with it is that over the most interesting part of the image you've placed the words, and they're not that readable. Down here you have a little bit more of a shaded area, and that might be a better spot to place your text. So people could read down this list, and then if the words started along here, their eye would hit your logo and travel across to read the words. So now that I've talked about that, I'm going to come over and rework your ad a little bit to put those into place. So starting here, now again, your font was missing. Let me unlock your layers. Your fonts were missing, so I'm going to change it to different fonts. And, excuse me, for most examples that I do for students, I just use two fonts, unless there's a font that is specific that I want them to see how it looks. Really, I usually pick a very readable sans and a very readable serif. So here I am just changing all of it to this readable sans, which happens to be Gotham. Okay. And I know it may look plain and ordinary, but when you get to the informational part of your ad, you really do want it to be as readable as possible. So that's our goal here, is to make this very readable. Okay, now that it is all readable in one typeface, at this point we can look more at placement and changing some of the weights of the text to give it a little, to prioritize the text a little bit more. Okay, now in this space, you can do left justified. I think centered would probably work a bit well since you have all of your, excuse me, I'm tired. Since you have all of the text in one column, I think centered would work really nicely. I would probably play with some other fonts for the NC to make it more bold, or I don't know. You could just play with that a little bit more, but the flower in the background looks great. Okay, so that's our information, and I don't know, you might want this to be more bold. I'm not sure. I'm just showing you that you can make some changes like that if you like. The main thing I wanted to change is the text that you have here and the effect on it. I wanted you to see how it would look if you moved it to a different position. Okay, so we're going to draw this text box, put your text in. Your text is kind of stretched right now to 129%. Both of these numbers should be 100%. 100% for the width and 100% for the height. Okay. Right, and we don't really, some ads really use the all caps everywhere. You really don't have to do that unless you just like it. Or if you are going to do it, make sure that you're consistent and do it on every page. Sorry, not every page, on every word. Okay, discover the beauty that North Carolina has to offer. I'm going to make this a little smaller so that maybe it will all fit on one line. And I'm going to enlarge Discover the Beauty. And I'm going to, let's see, we're going to make this just a serif right now. I'm going to choose Mrs. Eve's. Oh. It is just one that I enjoy. Okay. And then this, let's go ahead and I'm going to make this italic. I can enlarge this. Probably tighten it up a little bit too. It looks a little too spaced out. Now it's spacing very nicely, except I do think that it is too close to this Y. So I'm going to change that back to 0 and see if, okay, that looks a little better. Okay, now we have more room to make it even larger, which I'm going to make it a little bit larger. Okay, now you could go with the drop shadow route. If you watch some of the other students' critiques, you'll see that I ended up just making a black version of the same white text. We're going to arrange and bring this to the front, and then we're just going to create that slight shadow just to give it enough dimension and depth to pop off the page. Okay, so now what we've done, it actually still is a little hard to read on this particular photo. So there's a couple things you could do. You could do a drop shadow, but I warn you, drop shadows can look cheesy. So you don't want to do too much with this. Let's see how it looks. Okay, no, it looks good. Sometimes it can look really bad. Okay, the only thing is I don't like how far away it is from the letters. So we're gonna work on that a little bit. Okay. Alright, now you see how that just helps it pop out. Now your flowers are the priority. Your eye reads this headline, comes over here to this logo, reads all of this. This text over here is not perfectly spaced. There's probably some things you would want to change in this, but I just wanted you to get an idea of some very quick, slight changes you could make that would make all the difference in the way your ad appears. Thanks, Kristen.